And between the last take and this take, it has been about 48 hours since I have last been on the server. I had to work. Unfortunately, that just happened. But then, this happened. Hello, and what is going on, everybody? Music Gamer MP3 here with another Minecraft video. And in this video, we're going to be making, well, hopefully something along the lines of this. This is a ginormous iron farm that, hopefully works a lot better than that other one. Not saying it's bad or anything, I'm kind of a god when it comes to going through iron supplies, so I need a bigger one. But the way I want to design this farm is, if I can ever get back into first person, gosh. The way I want to design this farm is have 4 chambers where the iron golems spawn. They all meet in one central location, whether it be like this, or I have drops down here so I don't stop other iron golems from spawning. But deep underground, so maybe like 30 to 35 blocks down, I'll have them drop. Whoa, what was that noise? Hey, buddy. How are you doing? Eye patch. But have them drop into, like, maybe not go this way, but maybe have them drop over this way down 30 blocks, so that way new iron golems can spawn. The way this all works is through an, exactly as you just saw, etho hopper clock that runs into two separate, not central, oopsie, separate circuits to where mobs will be on top of this. These guys will freak out, have these guys spawn and swoop all the way over to their killing chamber. Each side will be connected to their own circuit. Maybe I'll even have them, like, so this guy, I'll just show you. Maybe I'll even have it to the point where it's like this, so when this side's off, this side's on, and vice versa with this. So I have it like that, so like this. That way these guys are adjacent and these guys are adjacent. I think that's how that works, yeah. For this to actually work the way it would have to be, this redstone line would have to connect with this, so that way everything connects into the way it has to, but I am uncertain yet. However, we're gonna hop back onto the Friendcraft server. And here we are back on the Friendcraft server, and as these big projects always entail, an area where you need to do it, and a bunch of resource gathering. I do kind of want to make this all out of glass, which should not be an issue since, well, look at where I am. I mean, there's glass all around me if it's smelted correctly. But I do believe we're gonna hop over here, and where I want to build this is kinda central over to this. Now, when I designed that iron farm, munch, 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 munch. Yummy. When I designed that iron farm, I wasn't aware that leaves stopped spawning of iron golems, and the reason why I wasn't aware of that is because I knew it worked for every other mob, but iron golems have different spawn radiuses than most mobs. For example, they can spawn in water, while most other mobs can't. And what I mean by water is like 1 block deep, so if this was water, it would be able to spawn in this if it was big enough, of course. They can spawn on half slabs and fences. However, they cannot spawn on what's it called? Stone walls or something like that. You saw them. But yeah, they cannot spawn on that. They cannot spawn on bedrock, and they cannot spawn on leaves, which I found fascinating. So, obviously this is like an SCP Foundation thing, so I want it to be like chambers all the way down, so door after door there's a new farm and new mobs that you can encounter. But where I want to make this iron farm should be around in this area because it would be, you know, closer to this one. I can AFK at this, and at the same time, the iron farm will be producing iron. But I'm gonna need the resource gather. A lot. I'm gonna need so much ice to do this. I'm scared. I never completed the super smelter. I am sad. Okay, so before we continue on with what's happening behind me, I need to get this fixed up. Which shouldn't take much, just a couple of comparators. Maybe a ooh, it's raining pretty hard outside. So some comparators over here with a detector rail or whatever they're called. Double chest, maybe 2 double chests. We'll see how that works out for us. And then obviously just the minecarts. And here it is, all completed. Now, in order for this all to work, I kinda have to wait for this to like completely fill up with yeah, as you can see, it's working. It's working. I don't know what that just did, but it's working. Hopefully I can make it there before that fires. Ah! I have no idea what that just cooked, but hold on, why is that cooking? That should not be cooking. And if that was cooking, it should have fired into that water. Oh, it might have been picked up by one of these. Okay, well, that's not ideal. I'm gonna find out what's happening, and then I'll be back. So I figured out what was happening. When I was doing the stuff up there, I broke blocks. Which I guess I should have figured this, but it ended up inside of the super smelter. So now there is just like random blocks being spit out and whatnot. And I forgot the most important part of this entire setup, and it's this lever right here. I mean, also the trapdoor still needs to put in, but it's this lever right here, because that allows me to turn it on and off. But the reason why I went with this setup right here with the pulse extender is because, yes, it's a bit bulkier and there is smaller ways to do this, but I want the ability not to be able, I want the ability to be able to shut it off whenever I want to. Most of the setups that I saw for this kinda don't allow that. Not saying that it's impossible, but don't allow it. So I just went with this because it gives me this ability. Now that's all off, and when that comes back, it's gonna freeze right here. But as far as I can tell, everything that got spat out of that has already been spat out of it. It is currently filling up with things and stuff, lava buckets. And that means that I'm gonna need more chests. Da, 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 da. Oh, I had chests on me. I had chests on me. I should have not used my wood for chests at that. We'll set up 4 right here. This will be where I can place all of my smelted items. And yeah. Basically, all I need to do is stand right here after I put items in. I want it all to be filled in, which it looks like it all is. Nope, nope, never mind. Never mind, I lied. I am a big fat liar. Yeah, actually, I'm a pretty small boy. I need this. Actually, I don't need that. What I do need, I'm just gonna run over here, chop some wood, put down a spruce trap door, and then that should all be set up. Let's see, that's 4, 8, 12. So I grabbed more than I needed. We do have a data pack that gives us more trapdoors. Just because it feels more natural to do that. There we go. Now I should be able to stand right here. None of it should be able to be picked up by this. I think we're on our last couple right now. That's on its last ones. I'll help it out a bit. And then I'll start smelting some glass. Yeah, first AFK session for this thing was mildly successful. I need to figure out why it's acting so slow, because the one over there is a lot quicker, and I have no answers as to why. Now they all have one, and they will continue to have one. The only downside of this super smelter is the fact that I will have to AFK up there, right-clicking and whatnot, every so often. But when push comes to shove, I would say this is a lot more efficient than a bamboo farm up there or whatnot. Just for the fact of the matter that every so often when it comes to bamboo farms, I have to like stop it, let it all fill up. Every so often bamboo would end up in the smelter. Oh, it's nighttime. Oh, it is nighttime. Death is approaching. I can feel it grasping on my lips. Why it's grasping on my lips, I do not know. At this point, it should all have lava in it. My only concern for this is I will have to get rid of, this down here, this hopper minecart delivering all of it, because I don't know if it will get to it fast enough. But that's something that we'll deal with in the future. Right now, I want to see if it works. So all I do is I stand right here. Oh wait, no, I flick that lever and then stand right here. What is happening? Oh, I understand. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's working. It is definitely working. Oh, this is cool. Oh, the buckets threw me off. In that beginning, the buckets definitely threw me off. And then I realized why it's spitting out the buckets. It's because it's using the buckets as the smelting. Oh, I'm so glad I got this on camera. Oh, that's so cool. Just watching them all go. And it's just a constant flow, and I don't have to do anything but stand here. I do want to make this bigger now, though. Like, have one side over have one side over here, and then going down that way, and maybe a hopper going into a chest, or... I mean, here later on, I should have shulker boxes, so I could just stand here, place some down. Now, I want to see if that gets picked up at all. Did any end up in these? Why isn't this firing? Because it's smooth stone for some reason. It does not get picked up, it seems, so I can definitely run down here. Oh, this is cool. I just heard a guy. There's a horse. That's not a guy. Everything's over there has despawned. That doesn't surprise me, though. I did spend like 15 minutes doing this. Here's me, standing on top of the lava farm. All the way down here, we see all of these are lit, but we're not here to talk about the lava farm. We are rather here to talk about my plans for this area. Now, if we scroll all the way up and just kind of hang out right about here, I will take a screenshot and kind of give you my base plan for this area. So here we are on my home screen, and I kind of want to show you my base of operations here. So this is the lava farm and super smelter that we completely hooked up in the last episode. Here is about where I want the home central to be. Now, in this area, I should be able to render all of the farms I want in this area. Down, I want hallways all the way through here. Obviously, I need to terraform all of this land, possibly make it flat, or maybe like make mountains around Area 53. And every one of these areas, I want to be a different farm. So here, for example, is my lava farm. Here's where I'll put the iron farm. Over here, a kelp farm. Over here, a sweetberry farm. Hallways connecting each one of these. Down this, I want like villager trading and villager based farms where I can get potatoes and whatnot. And then all the way down here is where I want to start digging down deeper. All of these squares I want to be a different farm. And each one of these farms will be quote unquote specimens. Now, I definitely mentioned that in the last episode, where this is Specimen 1, then Specimen 2 is going over here, Specimen 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Basically, I want to have rendered as many farms as I possibly can, and then in the air, I want a giant UFO, possibly over in this area, to be 240 blocks away from the ground, which shouldn't be hard with the added whatever it's called, added space to the world. Down below will be a collection system. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Hold on, there we go. And then underneath the ground, below this area, is where I'll have a giant... Here, I want to change that color. and that shape. Actually, let's keep the same color. Underneath this area, so this is my AFK center, underneath this area, I want to have a giant item sorter. So everything that I collect with all of these farms should end up in this area. And if it's something like potatoes or wheat or carrots or yes. Sweet berries is the word I was looking for, or anything along the lines of that. If it overfills, it's going to go into a composter, which will obviously over time give me bone meal. So that kind of introduces that plan. Obviously, there's going to be more happening that I can describe at this very moment just from a bird's eye view, but hopefully as this all begins to take shape, I can have you see it exactly the way I do. Now, as far as the actual build palette goes, this is kind of what I had in mind. So I want to incorporate some of the new blocks like the oxidized copper and the deep slate and the calcite. Now I know out of all of these, out of every single one of these, the calcite's the rarest. Calcite is only able to be obtained when you find a amethyst cave. An amethyst. I kissed a girl and I liked it. As far as the calcite goes, it can only spawn inside of an amethyst cave. And an amethyst cave is only located once every 500 blocks or so. Now, that's an over-exaggeration. I don't actually know the exact math to it. But they are a rather rare cave. But as soon as you can find one, you can get this new block. So I don't know if I'll actually use calcite and just stick to like polished diorite, which I think will look just as good. Yeah. Or I may just stick to like maybe blocks of iron, because I am going to have a ridiculous iron farm. Either way, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. As far as the outside, it's just going to be standard, you know, just white concrete kind of sticking up from the ground, giving it some foundation. This is supposed to be a secret organization, so there's not supposed to be anything pretty outside that, like, draws people in. You are noisy. And as far as what I want to do for these tunnels is I want to start... One thing I really want to challenge myself to do this time around is I want to get better at doing piston doors, and I definitely want to get better at like number pads and secret combinations, and all those particles are really distracting. But I want to get better at doing combination locks and all sorts of security for this Area 51. As far as the farms, they're going to have essentially the same block palette. Obviously, I can't use cobbled deep slate everywhere because that's going to be a lot of mining. And I can't bring myself to do that much. But we can definitely try to do something with the new blocks. Obviously, here I have the new tinted glass, which if you actually don't know the properties of tinted glass, I'll set up something right here. Help, I've been trapped in a cage. So the properties of this new tinted glass is if we grab ourselves a torch. Ooh, let's do a soul torch. I haven't used many of these. If you grab yourself a torch and you place it down in here, what's the light level in here? The light level is it's right client light right here. So if you look right there, the client light says 0 sky, but 10 on this block right here, 9, 8, 7. And if we were to pass through this one, it would be 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Obviously, it's going to be 7 if I do that, but as soon as we place these blocks down, watch that number right there. It goes all the way down. So this is the first transparent block that we have that doesn't let any light through. So as a secret organization that's probably working on illegal stuff, I feel like they would have a lot of tinted glass and like, yeah, you're not supposed to see what's going on around here, is essentially what I'm getting at. As far as everything else, well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait to see. But this is the general block palette that I want to do for Area 53. I really don't know how I feel about these oxidized coppers right there. And between the last take and this take, it has been about 48 hours since I have last been on the server. I had to work. Unfortunately, that just happens. But then, this happened. So after the point of those 48 hours, a few of my friends got on and we started to hang around, and then we hopped off into the Nether for a quick Nether raid, where we all got ourselves a few supplies. But just before this all happened, yeah, I had to marry a few people. I am not the type of man that should marry somebody at all. But after I got done marrying them, we ended up going to the Nether. We ended up getting ourselves a few supplies. Over here, I'll be posting a few clips that I took, but there will be no audio because I messed up. But we got ourselves 16 blaze rods, a few netherrack, a lot of soul soil, and soul sand, which the soul sand is in this chest over here. No. Wait, what? This chest, yeah. Soul sand and soul soil. And then we also got ourselves a singular wither skeleton skull, which is impressive since none of my stuff has looting. In between episodes, I'm going to get myself the 16 clerics that I'm definitely gonna need for redstone trading. But with that being said, I have been Music Gamer MP3, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. I put a lot of time and effort into it, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can put them down below in the comments. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you like and subscribe. And I have been Music Gamer MP3, and this is the end of the concert. Bye!